So, hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Modesta and thanks for stopping by to watch my videos. If you are new here, please consider subscribing, and if you are a returning subscriber, please just consider liking my videos so that it can help me grow. So guys, I promised to give you story times of whatever transpired in my life that maybe made me to be aware of the things that were happening to me. So first, to begin with, I left you at a point where I was in the village, and before I got in the village, I just graduated from the university. I think I told you that when I was beginning this channel. So guys, I was in the process of looking for jobs. Those who don't know, I'm a trained teacher, a high school teacher. So I had looked for schools that had advertised for my teaching subjects, and I tried applying to them, but no school had replied yet. I went physically to some of the schools that were around my home, dropping letters. Trust me, by that time I was very broke. When you're looking for a job and you are broke, you know what I mean. So I was very broke, and by that I could not even afford motorbike fare to take me to those schools. So I could walk daily to around 3 schools, rest the next day, could go to another school, and whatever I was being told from the heads of those schools was that we will call you back, we will let you know. So I was just living, hoping that the schools I had applied for would alert me when they open and let me offer me the jobs. Then that didn't happen. After some time, my high school CU patron calls me, and she tells me, "Mama, there's a school somewhere, and it's a new school that is beginning, and they want teachers. Please don't let this chance pass. Go and apply and get the jobs." Now she was just trying to help me. She had no bad intentions, and I love that madam to now, Mrs. Murunga, wherever you know. If you ever watch this video, know that I love you so much, and thanks for building me to wherever I am today. So it happens that I applied to this school. They require almost teachers teaching all the subjects. So I go drop my letters, and I'm told by the principal that he would contact me. Tell me why. The next morning he calls me and he tells me he wants me in school. Then who am I? Of course I'm desperate. I'm looking for a job, so I have to avail myself. I go, he gives me the job. So before talking about what happened at the job, I am told that this is a new school. It's a school that has received sponsorship from the whites, and they were sponsoring needy students. So we begin to admit students, and the students are told they're going to be given a free uniform. I don't know, they were going to be given free uniform, and their fees was going to be paid. That's what they were being told. So whenever a student was brought, they would be told scholarship or sponsorship spaces had been filled, and the spaces that had remained were those of kids who were allowed to pay maybe some portion of money, and then the school would pay the rest. So I didn't know that. I keep saying so, forgive me for that. I didn't know that this was just a trick to get students. In real sense, it was that there was no scholarship, or rather sponsorship. That was a way they were using, the admin of that school were using to get students. So, and you know, in Africa, or rather Kenya, when you tell people that you are going to give them free things or you're going to sponsor them, they respond in numbers. So the school received a lot of students who knew they were going to be paid for school fees. So they came, paid some little money. I don't know. They were paying if you could calculate the amount of money they were paying, it would total to the to school fees that other schools were paying, and they would be told, sasa nyinyi mtalipa pesa kidogo, and the rest yani list ya wenye wanakuwa sponsored washaja, ndio wenye spaces zimebaki ni watu wenye wanaweza jilipia pesa kidogo, angalau nusu, ndio tu yani hatuwezi kataa mwanafunzi. That's what they were being told. But in real sense, hata yule mwenye alikuja wa kwanza, whoever was admitted the first, was told the same, and they paid that amount of money. So this head ended up collecting a lot of money and admitted students. There were not enough structures to hold the students. There were no dormitories, and remember this was a mixed school, so some classes were allocated to the boys and other classes were allocated to the girls for sleeping. No enough toilets, no teachers' quarters, and this principal could say no teacher of him was allowed to live outside the school premises. And tell me, there are no teachers' quarters, so you have to live there and sleep in a classroom. Not that those classrooms have windows or whatever. I know if you have a picture of just a poor school with no window panes, you have to sleep there, and he would say, we are just sacrificing for these kids. We are just sacrificing for these kids. Hey, goodness. And I was there now, being the only lady teacher. I'm told, Madam Modesta, now you will be sleeping with the girls. You will be our boarding mistress. Hey, Jesus Christ. Now I am there. I am the boarding mistress. I have to sleep in a classroom with lots of girls. So we sleep like this. Someone is sleeping here, another one here, another one here, another one here, another one here. Now I am the one sleeping at the door here. So before they wake up, I have to wake up. And if I don't wake up, if they wake up in the middle of the night, they are going to step on me, dirtify my sheets before they get out. Tell me why these kids were not even sleeping. The reason is this: they were a lot of them, and they had to wake up, go fetch water from one borehole. Now they wake up at 2 at night, go fetch water, because if they wake up at the time they're supposed to wake up, maybe that is 4 or 5, they're going to be late to go to class, and maybe they're not even going to get that water. So they were sharing a well, both boys and girls. So the boarding mistress has to wake up with them at 2, go help them, watch over them as they fetch water, come watch over them as they take their showers, and wait until the time they're supposed to go to class. So possibly I was like one of them. Whatever they were doing at that time, I had to do it. As if that wasn't enough, I received calls from the head of school at that time, 2 in the morning. Madam Modesta, why are you asleep and kids are outside? They are taking showers and you are there and you are still asleep. I'm like, come on, I just slept at 12. I slept at 12. Come on, I slept at 12. I haven't even slept. You sleep at 12 trying to solve their issues. This one doesn't have sleeping space. This one has lost ABCD. Madam, this one has lost. Madam, come and sort this one. Madam, this one has collapsed. Madam, this one is possessed. Pray for this one. You handle issues single-handedly, and you are expected to be up by 2 watching over the same kids. I was like, Jesus Christ, am I going to manage this? So we had a matron. A matron was finally employed, and we could help each other. So the time I'm sleeping, she wakes up, helps to watch over the kids, and I was like, better. Hey, but now it was too much. We had around, were they over 400 students. So there were male teachers who were also looking after men, and we were doing the same work. But tell me why they were not even complaining. Why were they not even complaining? I didn't know. The reason as to why they were not complaining is because they didn't have papers and they were not qualified. The only person who was qualified there was me and one male teacher, and some other guy, I don't know, they were not even showing up to school. So the rest were just Form 4 leavers who had just been convinced easily that we will earn from, or I don't know if they had been given something. So I was there. Hey, is this how a teacher is supposed to live? I don't think a teacher is supposed, a qualified teacher with a TSC number living such a, okay, who does this? But they were not complaining. In fact, they are the ones who are giving reports to the head teacher. Madam Modesta Jamka na watoto wako nje. The head calls me, and they are there spying on me to give reports so that I am questioned. Or sometimes they come to the girls' dormitory to come and I'm like, Jesus, a man watching over ladies take a shower just because I don't know. Anyway, that happened. So it was then I thought, I'm not going to bear this. So I slept in that hostel for around 2 weeks, and I tell this head, wacha niende nitafute nyumba. So I sought myself. I go look for a house, pay rent, and begin to live there with my thin mattress like this. I know you know that mattress, very thin. Is it 3 inch or something? So I begin to live there outside. Kumbe, the principal or the head of the school was not happy because he had already given a warning that nobody should be living outside. But I asked for permission from him, and he granted me the permission. Little did I know that he was not happy with that. So I begin to live outside for like 2 weeks, and then we break for half term. But before we break for half term, tell me why I am the school boarding mistress, and I am also the school DOS. So I have to come up with a timetable. I was the only teacher teaching my subject, teaching around 400 or 500 students. I have to teach from Form 1, we had to Form 3. From Form 1 to Form 3, alone, teaching all those classes. English. Tell me why the classes are crowded. People are seated up to the front. A class having more than 100 students. There are no streams, so we have a single stream. Tell me how around 450 to 500 students have only 4 streams, 3 streams, Form 1, Form 2, Form 3. And I have to teach Form 1, Form 2, Form 3. The head is teaching mathematics, chemistry, physics, biology. Only one person. So he could teach, yani angefunza venye anajisikia, but he would focus on Form 3. Mathematics, physics, chemistry, and biology. That's what he used to teach, 4 subjects, a single person. And I would teach English from Form 1 to Form 3. And there was now these other teachers who are helping each other. They would share the other subjects, the humanities and technicals. Remember, I have to come up with a timetable. I have never even come up with a school timetable. I even don't know how to do it. I even don't have that experience. I'm expected to do that. The school doesn't have books. All the time I'm asking this head, mwalimu, we don't have textbooks. We don't have books. How do we just teach from the blues? And he says, use your high school notes. Jesus Christ, I have been out of high school for like 8 years. Do I even still have the notes? Really? Do I have the notes from high school after being away from high school, or rather out of high school for around 8 years? Can I, or 7 or 6? Hey, but there are teachers who have their notes. I don't know. I wasn't getting the point anyway. The other teachers who had just come from high school then had the notes, so they were just teaching, and I would wonder, how do you teach without books? So I would try to follow up from this teacher, get us books, and he tells me we will get. Then I ask, we need a staff meeting, we need to know what we are doing. So you're running a school without a staff meeting, you even don't know each other, you don't know who is teaching what, you even don't know where you're going, you even don't know how much you're going to earn. You're just there. So I was like, hey, Jesus Christ, Mr. Principal, we need a meeting. And he says, we will have one. Trust me, he promised me to have a meeting with us for over 1 month, and we didn't. So we break for half term. He says, before we break, we are breaking today, but before we break, so we are going to have you are going to receive your salary, then you will be reapplying for this job before we come back from after. I'm like, who gives you a job and tells you to reapply? Trust me, I didn't know I was the target. I didn't know I was the target. I was a thorn in his flesh. I didn't know. So I tell others, who is this that this person doesn't want to come back for the job? Just tell them. Then the rest of us comes back. We are just doing the work very well. So we talk to each other and we say, let us not reapply. Let us just open schools and then tell him if he is not wishing for us to be there, to just go. Oh, nobody reapplied. Nobody. I was living with them and there we were talking. Nobody reapplied. Hey, on the opening day, I tell a colleague, let us just go and tell him to tell us what our fate is because we didn't reapply. Let's tell him we went home, we were not there, and use all the lies, and just tell him we are ready for the job. We are available. As much as we didn't reapply, we are available. Hey, I go to the office, and then he tells us, what was the name of this that teacher? What was his name? What? Yeah, if you ever watched this video, please forgive me. I keep forgetting. Ulikuwa naitwa nani? Okay, I don't know. So he tells this other guy, it was a man. He tells this other guy, you go and help the rest to receive the students. Madam Modesta, why didn't you reapply? I'm like, we all didn't reapply and ABCD. He said, if you didn't reapply, it means you don't want the job. I'm like, no, nobody reapplied. But he said, but I told you to reapply. Wait, what do you now do? So he just tells me, you don't need this job because you didn't reapply. Maybe I think he wanted me to reapply so that he turns me down. I didn't know. I didn't see it coming. Oh, imagine, and I was now happy that finally I found a job. I didn't see this coming. So I just walk back to the house because he just insists you don't require this job because you didn't reapply. Try explaining myself, but he's like, no, just go back to the house. Your position has already been filled. What? I'm like, fine. Kumbe, I didn't know that maybe I was too much on him, and he was like, this one who has gone to live outside, he will share with people whatever is happening here, and I will be caught. I didn't know that he was a conman. So tell me, students have come and they are paying school fees, and they are not being. The only thing this teacher could do would say, during game time, we are going to walk outside the school to expose the students to the public and let them know that there is a school here. So we could go walk the kids outside on the road so that we market the school to attract other students. That's what you could say. You see, we have a beautiful uniform. Let's go and market it outside there so that other kids come. Hey, we didn't know. They are coming. They bring their lunch. They bring their lunch, and that was 4 kg rice. I don't know how many kilograms of sugar. So they would bring food. They are given uniform, and they would pay, was it 10,000 or 8,000? They are given free uniform. Those parents didn't know that man was enough to sustain those students in school. Now tell me the amount of money we received as salary. 5,000. 5,000 shillings. 5,000 shillings. So I just walk out with my 5,000. I need to pay rent. My family is also on my back. And I go. But I had planned my lesson. We had conned people. I tell you, we had conned people. We had conned. And that's what happened. So, within a month, I've just worked for a month, and I'm jobless again. I have to begin hunting for other jobs. Guys, maybe some of you are wondering how I came to realize that this man was a con man. After they resumed from AFTAM, I think this guy, I don't know what happened, but he shifted the school to another place, and that's when we began hearing stories of him having that habit of beginning a school, getting school fees, then migrating to another place or running away and leaving that school that way. So he moved this school to another place, and then parents started complaining. They would call me, "Madam, why is it that we are calling the principal is not picking? Why is it that the school has been moved? And why is it that people are saying that that teacher does that?" So as we speak, I heard that principal is in jail. So he was caught up with, and he was jailed for having that happen. Kumbe he was a red flag. He had been looked for, and he kept escaping. I don't know, from Busia, in Kitale, in Eldoret. He had begun schools, and he didn't. He just went ahead. He received the money, then the school disappears. He moves to another place, captures the attention of that area. The people bring students. Then after paying, the school collapses. So he had done that severally, and he was now on the lookout. People were looking out for him to arrest him. But they finally caught up with him, and as we speak, he is now in jail. So I came to realize that later, as I said, maybe God saved me from this. But even though God saved me, I am one of the people who also called because I could convince the student, and this is a good opportunity. You just bring your kid, we give them a uniform, and they don't pay bills. They just bring some lunch, and they pay some little amount of money. And so I'm also a conman, but I'm sorry I didn't do it knowingly, but that's it. And in the next story, I'm going to tell you how I picked up my life from there. Remember, I had just hired a house. I didn't want to go back home. I wanted to continue with my life. So I'm going to tell you what transpired. So bye for now, and thanks for watching this video this far. Love you all.